Good morning, everybody. It is 9:30, so we're going to get started. I know that there is some activity in the chat already, so I see that Aritra has written, and I will be answering those questions. Actually, yes. So the answer to yours is very simply, yes, you can absolutely apply. So we're going to get started. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm also here with Scott McKenzie, who will be monitoring everything as well. This is the information session for the B408 program, which is the Human Resources Management Graduate Certificate. I'm welcoming all of you to this talk. I'm going to go through the agenda here. Give me a minute here. There we go. I'm going to go through the agenda, which includes why choosing the HR program at GBC. So why us? What makes us special? Because there are other programs that offer an HR program. So it's important for you to understand what the differences are. Okay, I'm going to talk about the program basics. There is a work experience component that we'll talk about, some of the industry connections, the careers and job prospects, because that's always what people are interested in, right? Is where is this going to get me once I complete the program? And then how to apply. So this will answer your question as well, Aritra, that you had put in, okay? I'm going to introduce myself, but as I said, Scott McKenzie is also joining me as well, and he will be monitoring the chat and some of the questions. Scott works in our co-op office, so he is also a great resource to have as part of this presentation. Okay, so I am the program coordinator for the B408 program. Okay, my name is Joanne Badita. You can call me Joanne. I have been teaching at the college since about 2010. I am a professor in the program. I teach compensation primarily. I also teach some of the HR management courses as well. I also do teach in the diploma program, but again, I am the coordinator for the postgrad program. I have a colleague whose name is Jackie Muhanji, and she is my co-program coordinator. She focuses primarily on the diploma program. So some of you might have already joined in the diploma information session, which was at 9 o'clock this morning. And then our chair is Elizabeth Spear. So she is the chair of the Human Resources program. So I'm seeing some of the names here, and I have already corresponded with some of you in email. So it's nice of you to join in this session, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. All right, so what makes us special? So we talk about our competitive advantage in that we have, there's a couple of things. Faculty have significant industry experience. So unlike a university degree or a university program where your professors are academics and thought leaders in that area, your professors at George Brown are still thought leaders, but have also had significant industry experience. So I myself began working probably like 25 years ago and worked in industry in a variety of organizations, both consulting and industry, retail organizations, financial organizations. So your professors will bring that real world example, that real world experience to their classes, and which then enables them to bring the content to life. Okay, so that's one of our advantages for sure. We also have strong connections with HR related associations. So we work very closely with the HRPA, the Institute for Performance and Learning, which I'm going to talk about. Also, being right in the heart of downtown Toronto, we have a lot of partnerships with organizations in Toronto, which really serves us well for the co-op side of the program. Okay. So for our curriculum, we have industry input into the curriculum. And so I'm going to speak about that later as well, but we have a program advisory committee that is made up of senior level people in industry that provide input into our design. Okay, and we meet quite regularly with that program advisory committee. Our curriculum exceeds ministry standards, and it is also HRPA approved. So all of the courses that you take in this program will enable you to then apply to the HRPA, apply those courses to the HRPA, write your exams should you wish to, in order to get your designation, your CHRP, or Certified Human Resources Professional designation. Okay, so we do work very closely with the HRPA. Diversity of students. So we have students with a wide variety of backgrounds. students from arts programs, from business programs, from medical programs, science programs. So just a wide variety, and both domestic and international students. Okay, so some are coming right out of university programs. Some have worked for, up to 10 years and are coming back. So there is a diversity which just enhances the program. To be able to share one another's experience really makes the program a very rich experience. Okay, so the credential that you will get from doing this program is an Ontario College Graduate Certificate. All right, this is a full-time program. The duration of it is 12 months. So you've got 2 semesters that are in class, and then you have 1 semester that is work experience. We have 3 intakes throughout the year. So you can start and you can apply for, and you can start in January, May, or September. Okay, so 3 intakes, which means that we offer courses in all three of those starting months. Okay. I do just want to be really clear that it is a full-time intensive program. We have many students that are inquiring about doing this while working full-time, and that is not really possible. It is an intensive program. I'm going to go through the courses and show you exactly what the expectations are and the courses that you take. But if students want to work part-time, that is a possibility, but we discourage working more than 10 hours a week, let's say, because it is a very intensive program. Okay, you apply as a full-time student. There is an option to reduce your course load because you actually have 3 years to complete this program. So we do have some students now who are wanting to reduce their course load and then sort of extend it. There are implications to that. So if you're an international student, you will want to reach out to the international office to understand the implications. And then there's cost impacts to that as well. Okay, so you've got your 2 semesters that are in class. And then you have 1 work experience term as well. So that's a co-op or internship, and that is a requirement as well for the program. Okay. Here's the curriculum planner. So these are exactly the courses that you would be taking in the program. Okay, so you've got semester 1. There are 6 courses that you take. I'm just going to highlight that the HRM 4003, which is the HR management course, that is a prerequisite for all courses in semester 2. Okay, so you must take that in your first semester if you are considering a lighter course load. However, the full-time course load, if you're doing this in the 12 months, semester 1, you've got those 6 courses that you can see. And then in semester 2, you've got 7 courses. Okay, so there's compensation, which again is one that I teach, labor relations, collective agreements. You can see everything sort of working down. And then that work experience prep course as well. Okay, there's a seminar series, but these are the courses. And then semester 3, that is when you are doing your co-op work term. Okay, so it could be a co-op, it could be an internship. We also now have some consulting projects that students can work on. So there are different options that will be presented to you when you're in the program. I get asked frequently about course exemptions. So for this program, you are allowed up to 4 course exemptions. Okay, the equivalent course must be from a recognized university. You must have achieved a minimum grade of 70%, and it has to be HRPA approved. So the process for that is once you do start the program, you can submit your course outlines and your transcript through our system. We review the courses to see whether we can provide an exemption, and then we go from there. And again, up to 4 exemptions. So you might say, I've done financial accounting, I've done managerial accounting, I've done both courses before. Can I apply for an exemption? Yes, you can. We review it, and then we will let you know whether we can provide that exemption or not. Okay. Moving right along, people ask about some of the program basics. So what are the class sizes? Our cohorts for this program have varied anywhere from 120 up to about 200. Okay, the class sizes, I would say generally are about 50 students, so anywhere between 40 and 60, so that the max would be 60. The fewest I've taught would be about 40. Okay, semesters and scheduling. Classes are held between Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., generally speaking. Okay, so classes are generally, they're 3-hour classes once a week for the most part. They will be either 8 to 11, 12 to 3, 3 to 6. That's generally how they are scheduled. Okay, and it's a 3-hour class. The classes are scheduled between 8 and 6. That is when your exams will be. There's an expectation that you do participate and have availability during that time. Okay. Prior to COVID, we were very much in a classroom environment, and that really works well because one of the important things within this program is the networking component, right? And there is a lot of group work, a lot of group work. Each of your classes will have a group work component that could be quite heavily weighted. So we want you to be working, with others in your program. The evaluation methods will vary. You can actually go online and look up some of the course outlines now. So you'll have a sense of what the weighting is for some of the evaluation. But typically speaking, we're looking at about, there's a midterm, there's a final, there's a group work component, there's a participation or like an online participation component where you might be contributing right now in the online environment to discussion boards. You might be doing small group assignments. So it's really a mix and a blend of lots of different methods, but there is always an exam component as well. Okay, so there could be a midterm and a final. There could be some quizzes. So, but again, you can look online now at some of those courses and have a sense of what the evaluation methods are. Okay, for every course that we do, there are learning outcomes. So those are always described to you at the start of your course. Again, those are available online now. The summary and the learning outcomes are always there for you. And there are program outcomes as well that you can find online. Okay. Classes are engaging, certainly that's easier in an in-person environment. There's lots of dialogue in class. There is opportunity to apply what you're learning during class in small groups with partners. So very, very engaging. That's a little bit more challenging, as you can imagine, in the online environment, but we still do our best to encourage engagement and to encourage participation. Okay, and as I've mentioned, there are professional instructors that have industry and academic experience. So your professors not only have worked in industry for a prolonged period of time at senior level positions, but they also have been teaching for a significant amount as well. So they've got both the industry and academic experience, which really contributes to an enriched learning environment. All right, the experiential learning component is notable. So this is the 4-month. So once you've done the 2 semesters, the 8 months, you then move to the experiential learning component. Okay, and that enables students to develop the technical and soft skills that are valued by employers. It gives you meaningful access to the industry through that work integrated learning experience. There is that work experience prep course that I talked about before, and that you take in semester 2. The semester 2 course that you take gives you help on developing or putting together your resume, some networking skills. So all of the job search skills, okay? The length of placement, the requirement is that you do 360 hours, okay? You can do a self-directed job search. So there is a lot of support provided by the college. There are many job postings that are put up that students compete for. Okay, so students apply to those postings. Some are paid, some are unpaid. Okay, so you can go through it that way. And or you can do a self-directed job search as well. So if there's a company that you would like to participate, that you would like to work for, you are very much encouraged to do a self-directed search as well. Okay. We have also developed in this COVID environment where there weren't as many jobs, for example, earlier on, industry projects and interactive simulations. Now, those are not paid, but that is working with, it could be working with a company, having a faculty help in that space as well, but it still fulfills the requirement of the experiential learning component. Okay, and as I said, there are paid and unpaid placements. I'm just going to turn it over to Scott for a minute because Scott, as I said, works in co-op and is one of the outstanding people that support our students. And so Scott, I just wanted to turn it over to you to see if you would like to add any more to what I've just said here.
Hello, thanks, Joanne. As Joanne mentioned, my name is Scott McKenzie. I am a co-op education officer. Sounds official. What we do is get you ready for the work world, to be part of the workforce. We are the guide and the leaders to your experiential learning. We teach you the work prep course. We help you develop resumes, cover letters, develop your interview skills, your networking skills, and aid you in your job search. Your job search, as mentioned, can be self-directed, which means that you're out there searching for opportunities, finding them, and bringing them back for approval. And also, we have a wonderful site that we've put together called George Brown Careers, where we post opportunities specifically vetted for your program. So we will have opportunities available for you to apply and to search out the interviews that will get you the jobs. Just so there's no confusion, it's not a placement. A key element of your experience is the job search and the experience of finding the position and the opportunity for study. I think Joanne really did cover the details of it very clearly, but there are always questions. So if you have any, please let me know. Thanks, Joanne.
Super, thank you, Scott. That's great. Always nice to hear from the experts, right? Okay, so let's talk about industry connections. I did mention before we have a program advisory committee. That is a committee that meets quite regularly with our chair of the program. I myself as the program coordinator am there as well. We bring lots of issues to them. They advise us on curriculum. They advise us on what industry is looking for so that we can adjust curriculum accordingly. So it's really fantastic for us to have those industry experts that volunteer on this program advisory committee to really help form the program, help direct the program. As I mentioned as well before, we do have some connections to the HRPA. So that is what many students are interested in, because at the end of this program, assuming that you maintain at least a 65% in each of your courses, you are then eligible to pursue your CHRP designation. And I'd encourage you to look at the HRPA website for information around that. We do also post fact sheets for all of our students that will give you more information as to how you would go about pursuing this. But once you've completed this program, you will have all of the courses required in order to pursue your designation. Again, you must maintain at least a 65 average in each of your courses. And there are further exams that you will write through the HRPA in order to obtain that designation. Okay, we also have through the Institute of Performance and Learning, there is a CTDP, Certified Training and Development Professional designation that you can pursue. We have a fact sheet on that as well. So there are some additional courses that you would take, and you can also pursue a designation through them. Okay, so lots of fantastic connections that we've got. Networking opportunities, of course, this is easier in an in-person environment, but there were always lots of HR events. We do promote a lot of opportunities through the HRPA as well. There's a conference, there are events, competitions. We in the online environment, we're posting a lot of this information. We're still trying to provide those networking opportunities, but again, very connected to the HR associations and the HR world. People will ask, well, what can I do after this program? What kind of career will I have or could I do? And that's the beauty of this. And especially, I will say, in this COVID environment, I cannot tell you how many people in industry are telling me how much they value HR. HR has been critical in navigating every organization through this pandemic. And there are lots and lots of different career opportunities. I've just listed a few here. So an HR generalist is one of the roles that you could have. And in a generalist role, you would be doing a little bit of everything. So you could be doing recruitment, compensation, training and development. You could be working on projects. HR generalists are generally the liaison between the employees and the corporate HR offices, if you will. So they're sort of dealing with a lot of the day-to-day issues, as well as working on projects. Compensation analyst, that's where I started in my career. So I really liked compensation. As I said, I teach it now. So you could be a compensation analyst, a compensation and benefits analyst. So helping organizations determine how to pay all of their employees. Okay, helping organizations understand what benefits packages they should be offering to employees, what combination of benefits they could be offering. Training and development specialist, that's another one that could even tie in with performance management. So identifying the gaps in organizations and any training gaps, keeping employees engaged and motivated and helping them with development career paths. Okay, so that's another role. Recruiter, that's a common one where a lot of our students do start, and you'll see a lot of postings around that. And it is a great place to start because it just gives you exposure to lots of different jobs that you would be recruiting for, and it does tie in the compensation element as well. It ties in performance management, so that's also a really great place to start. And another opportunity for students, so to help organizations hire in and find qualified candidates that fit into the organization. Okay, so those are just a few. There are lots of other places to start. And the beauty about human resources is that there's a lot of movement within it. So you might start out in a company as a compensation analyst, and then you might move into an HR generalist, and then you might want to move into training and development. So there's lots and lots of opportunity. And I think the beauty of this program is that you get exposure to all of the different core areas of human resources in the curriculum that then you can decide what you like, what you don't like, and where you want to direct your career. Okay. We do have a social media presence, so I'd encourage you to take a screenshot of these, the QR codes. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on LinkedIn. There's lots of great information that is always posted, particularly in this online environment. So I'd really encourage you to follow us there. How to apply. So domestic students, I've indicated there the link to how to apply, and then for international students as well. I'm seeing that there was a question around length of time. I would really encourage you to reach out to the International Center for admissions information on applying, because they'll be able to direct you as to what experience is needed and that sort of thing. So please reach out to these links in order to get information on how to apply. Our website is always updated with how many spots we have available. So there are certain spots that are available for domestic students and international students, and it'll show what is open and what is closed at this time. Okay. Contact information, you can always reach out to the Center for Business office. That is their email. So they're open Monday to Friday, 8 to 4. I'm indicating my email there as well. I'm also noted on the website. And as I said, I recognize a couple of names. because I have already been corresponding with you. So you can reach out to me for any questions. Again, my colleague, Jackie Muhanji, is the program coordinator, mainly focusing on diploma programs, but she does a lot with the postgrad as well. So you can always reach out to her. And then Elizabeth Spears is our chair in the School of HR. So also a fantastic resource. Some of the frequently asked questions that we get is around, are there openings? And so I've included the link there so that you can look to see how many openings there are. Can I apply as a part-time student? So as I mentioned before, you must apply as a full-time student, but you can reduce your course load once you're accepted into the program. And you do have 3 years to complete the program. So you can take a reduced course load. As mentioned as well, the course you must take in first semester is that HRM 4003 HR management, because it is a prerequisite for all the courses in second semester. And in order to do your work placement, you must have taken the co-op work prep course in semester 2. But other than that, there is flexibility. Okay. And then, are you guaranteed a co-op placement? I get this one a lot. Scott's spoken to that. I have spoken to it as well. There is the prep course in semester 2, where you get a lot of resume assistance, job search and networking skills, etc. There are positions that are posted on the database that Scott talked about, but you are not guaranteed. Okay, there is a lot of support. We very rarely have students, Scott, maybe you can even speak to this, that don't eventually find a placement. But again, there's a host of paid, unpaid opportunities, as well as now we have the consulting, the consulting opportunities, and the simulation as well. So Scott, did you want to comment?
Yeah, I think what you said earlier is really important, that this area, HR, is so essential right now. It's one of the most exciting areas for us in the office to find placements for, because there's a lot going on and there are lots of opportunities. We supply a lot of options, and we do a lot of the work on that side for those. We vet them, meaning that we make sure they're appropriate for your programs. And we make sure that they're with people who can mentor you and move you forward in your career. But a lot of our students do find great placements outside of our context, in areas that they specifically want to work, which is really amazing. It extends our reach and extends the capacity for you to learn. I don't see many challenges literally in HR, because there are just a lot of great places for you to be.
Super, thank you for that. Yeah, I can absolutely attest to that, because I do keep in touch with people in industry, and people are always just sharing how incredible and how important the HR people are, and it has become much more of a strategic division than it was years ago. So there is a huge need for HR professionals.